Our gospel fans are mourning the loss of musician Sfiso Ncwane. The 37-year-old died of suspected kidney failure in a Johannesburg hospital yesterday. He won a Record of the Year at the 2013 South African Music Awards. Let's take you live to outside Ncwane's home in Fourways. That's where our reporter Nontobeko Sibisi is for us this morning. Nonto, you've been there since the early hours of this morning and you were there last night. What are you seeing at that house?
Well, we're starting to see a couple of cars making their way to the family home, which is further down this road here. Unfortunately, most of them are coming through tinted windows, so you can't really see. But we're trying to communicate with some of the spokespeople inside to find out who exactly are some of the mourners that have come through to give some of their condolences and tributes to the family here. But one thing that we do definitely know that has been confirmed to us is that Sfiso Ncwane's mother from KZN has finally arrived here. And what we understand from the spokesperson is that this is when the conversation will start happening. First, obviously, consoling each other from one family to the other. And of course, most importantly, in terms of the funeral arrangements, what happens from here? Where will the memorial service be hosted? But most importantly, where will he be laid to rest? Will it be here in Johannesburg or will it be back home in KwaZulu-Natal, in his hometown of Umthwalume, where we know he enjoys quite tremendous support, as we saw from my colleague Usgu Shangasa, where people back in KZN were already singing, were already sharing some of their songs with the family as they mourn and remember a man we knew as a musician, but they knew as a brother, a son, and a breadwinner, most importantly.
Nontobeko, across the board, it looks like many people have initially just reacted with shock to the news of his passing. What else have they had to say, though?
There's been a variety of comments. I mean, initially it was the shock of from the actual tweet that broke the news yesterday was, you know, how do we respond for this? Is it serious? Is this a credible person? Is it a journalist that's tweeting this? How do they know this information? And once afterwards, more and more confirmation started coming through and more musicians started officially confirming on the record, then a lot of people started saying it's too sad, especially for someone as young as 37 years old who was at his peak. And most of them even just enjoying seeing some of his Instagram and Twitter images and uploads and enjoying some of the various community radio interviews he's been doing. So a lot of shock and horror. But more consistently than anything that I saw on Twitter and even that I heard on making my way here to the estate was consistently people going back to the very same song of Gulungi Le Baba. And this is the same song that Ncwane himself had comforted mourners with many times over the years. It had been that one song that people could resonate with, identify with, and somehow search for hope. And somehow that very song yesterday was consistently played, whether it was on the radio station or we were driving past a variety of cars. But people shared that most of his fans, that's where they started knowing him before even Phagama even happened. So a lot of sadness being said, a lot of tributes being shared, a lot of shock for someone as young as 37, a lot saying, how will Ayanda cope after this, knowing very well from his post on Instagram that they were quite intimate, they were together even through the ups and downs, but consistently came across as a strong couple working together that could survive all odds. From here, Kathy, I think a lot of people are just trying to find out where to now and how best can they pay tribute.
Nontobeko, before I let you go, just give us a sense of what we have at least on record from the family, what they've had to say so far.
The family yesterday released a statement at round about 3 o'clock confirming that indeed Sfiso Ncwane has passed away. He passed away on Monday at 9:30, so minutes after this. We're told that he had complained of discomfort on Sunday. We're told he'd woken up in the middle of the night. His wife Ayanda Ncwane had fed him amasi, which is something that he loves, and after that he had gone to the bathroom, but he fell, experienced a couple of nosebleeds. That's when Ayanda Ncwane started calling paramedics to come and help out in this situation. He was taken into hospital, he was taken into ICU after finding out that in actual fact he had kidney failure. But unfortunately he succumbed at 9:30, and by 11:36 the nation started slowly realizing that indeed Sfiso Ncwane is no more.
All right, Nontobeko Sibisi, thanks for that update. We're back live with Nontobeko later on this morning as she gives us just details of what exactly is happening as South Africa gets to grips with this tragic news at the passing of Sfiso Ncwane.